I've read a lot of misconceptions about Guild Wars 2 while reading blogs, forums and their respective comments, but the one thing that puzzles me the most is when people claim that the graphics of Guild Wars 2 are bad, even really dated. It puzzles me because some of them even quoted ArenaNet's statement that Guild Wars 2 has a stylized artistic feel to it, but they took this statement as an excuse for bad graphics rather than what it actually says. In this video, I plan to do three things. One is showing what amazing features the Guild Wars 2 graphic engine has, features which in my opinion make it one of the best engines available for an MMO right now. Secondly, I plan to highlight all the artistic beauty this game has. Finally, I want to show how all this comes together to create one of the most beautiful worlds I have ever seen. Cause ultimately, it's not the features that make the art, but the art itself. First thing we're going to cover is refraction. Refraction is the process that makes light bend as it passes from one medium to the other. This is a perfect example going on right here. Looking through this ice statue, one can see what's behind, but slightly distorted, as you'd expect if you look through mediums like plastic or glass. Generally, we take these things for granted, but this is really something hard to do, especially in a rasterized engine. You can see clearly that the process is not automatic by a bug that I uncovered while making this video. If you'll notice, fire does not show through the ice. And if you're asking, yes, bug report submitted. Anyhow, this is not a feature you generally see in a lot of MMO engines, but I am sure you agree it adds quite a bit to the artistic beauty of the world. The next thing we're going to look at is reflections. Look at this big bright room. It is mostly made of marble, and as you expect in real life, the floor reflects the room, but at a very low intensity. The floor is not a complete mirror showing everything. This can be well seen, as the floor doesn't even reflect my character, as this is not bright enough. At the same time, you can still make out the shapes and colors of all the well-lit details in the ceiling. Once again, this is really top-notch attention to detail. Next, we have caustics. Caustics is a process light goes through when passing from different mediums, which are at a curve, like this glass window. In addition, this being an aquarium and thus filled with water that is in motion due to waves, you can also see this affect the light, which is also in motion on the floor and the wall. Truly well done. If you ever did any 3D CGI, I am sure you can appreciate how hard it is to make your material look exactly like the material you want to recreate. Even worse is if you're trying to make a material look like a specific material while using a cartoony artistic style. Yet, look at the video going on right now and tell me that that material doesn't completely feel like it is metal. The way light reflects, the way it shines immediately make you realize that that is without a doubt metal. Once again, I don't think this could be done any better in my opinion. And it's not just metal. Looking at this material, I can immediately tell not just that it's marble, but also that it is wet marble. Really seems done to perfection in my eyes. One feature you'd expect of a modern graphic engine is for it to support a high polygon count. Once again, the Guild Wars 2 graphic engine doesn't disappoint here either. Characters are highly detailed. Environments and cities are also highly detailed. Those high buildings in the distance aren't some billboard with an image on top. They're actual objects, so much so that there are porters that take you there. And you can also view them from different angles. This same high level of detail can be found on statues, which are simply breathtaking. You can definitely tell these are amazing sculptures and not some quick model designed to fill in the world. If this wasn't enough, the viewing distance is also pretty huge. Once again, I really have no clue how anyone can say that this game has bad graphics. Next, I want to step a bit away from the visuals, because after all, the artistic quality of this game doesn't end with its graphics. Great art is very much dependent on attention to detail, and in Guild Wars 2 this attention to detail goes beyond its visuals. Hear a bit these different flames. Just by their sound you can tell how many there are and how big they are, as the size of the flame is also reflected in the fullness of its sound. Size is not the only great characteristics of these sounds. Hear the following sounds. See how realistic they sound, and notice how the sound randomizes in a way that it doesn't sound like the same crap repeating over and over again. Truly great stuff. Notice the attention to detail. Even the water spray is randomized. That's it for this video. I hope I managed to help you see Guild Wars 2 the way I see it. Everyone is obviously entitled to their opinion, and it is perfectly fine if this artistic style is not something you like. However, calling it bad or really old is in my opinion incorrect. Let me close this video by showing you a few scenes of how all this comes together to really create artistic beauty. As always, please feel free to leave your comments, and thank you for watching.
Situation in Nebo Terrace is getting...
Know that the goddess still watches from the heavens, blessing every traveler who feels the soft caress of the evening breeze.